annual letter this year, you say that you expect the rate of growth in your float to slow going forward. How slow? What are the drivers? Is it possible that float could shrink going forward?
The float could shrink because we have lots of retroactive contracts that by their nature the float runs off of, although not at a really rapid rate. And the float at GEICO is going to grow. I mean, the float at our smaller insurance companies will probably net grow over time a little bit, but it's not a lot of money. In Ajit's operation, where we have a lot of the retroactive stuff, it's very, very tough. You've always got a melting ice cube that you've got to, add a little more water to. And I felt when the float was 40 billion, it probably wasn't going to grow very much, and now we're at 70 billion. So we are looking for ways to intelligently grow the float all the time. I mean, that's been true ever since I got in the insurance business in 1967. So the desire is always there. We've been reasonably imaginative in figuring out ways to do it and still have the float cost us less than nothing. We've got the smartest guys in the business out there working on it. But the numbers are huge now, and you do have a natural runoff from the retroactive contract. So I just thought that it was fair to tell the shareholders that they really should, when they look at that history of float growth, that they really can't extrapolate that. If we get lucky, we could add a fair amount more. But it's also, it's possible that it'll actually dwindle down a little bit, and not at a fast rate. And it's certainly more than possible that it won't grow at very much of a rate from here on. Ajit told me that when I put that in the annual report, that it became a challenge to him. So I'm glad I stuck it in there. He wants to make me look like an idiot, which isn't too hard sometimes. And I may have to stick some other things in the annual report next year that if I get the attention. If I had bet on whether a float will be higher or lower 5 years from now, I'd probably bet just a slight bit higher. But I also want the shareholders to know there's a possibility that it will decline a bit. We're working on things, though. Every day we're working on things to try and figure out how to increase it. Charlie?
Yeah, the casualty insurance business, by its nature, is not a terribly good business. You have to be in the top 10% really to do it all well in it. And I think we're very lucky. We probably have the best large-scale casualty insurance business in the world. Just because it came out of nothing doesn't mean it's nothing now. But I don't think it'll be wildly. It won't grow wildly, will it, Warren?
No.
No. But if you have something that's very good and it doesn't grow wildly, that's not the end of the world.
No. It certainly brought us to where we are today.
Yes.
It's done wonders for us, and there's been multiple people that have done that. I mean, but the jobs that Tony has done at GEICO, he's created billions and billions of dollars of value for Berkshire shareholders, and that's true. Certainly with Ajit, it's huge.
Well, we get used to having Ajit work miracles, and he'll probably continue to do so for a long time. But if Matt Rose has to carry some of the future freight, well, that's all right.